Welcome to the fucking show.
That sandwich was the only good thing going on in my life.
So you made Daddy a sandwich.
Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where's My Sandwich podcast. I'm your host, Phil, alongside everybody's favorite stepmama.
Stepmama, is it? It's Susie
Oh, yeah,
Q.
I'm sorry.
It's favorite. Susie Q.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Because the reason why I am, because I usually say stepdaddy at the end, but today we don't have stepdaddy because stepdaddy is on vacation. So actually, we have a very good friend of ours, and she go by the name of Mandy.
Hi.
Hey, Mandy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I know you've been asking to be on the show since we started the show, but now you're on.
She has not been
Drink
begging to be on the show.
I have been begging him.
Oh, him.
Yeah,
Oh,
she-
okay.
yeah.
And he just
Okay.
like keeps it to himself and
You know, there's just like a process
like
that
Phil.
has to happen. There's a meeting that's got to happen. There's
Sounds like Phil.
initiation has to happen.
Sounds like Phil.
You know,
so you're revetting me?
No. I'm just saying, like, it's like a meeting. Like, hey guys, what do you think? They should be in there. First they said no, then I was like, why not? You know.
Who's we? Who's them?
The voice is in his head.
Oh.
Yeah, the voices
yeah,
in my
yeah,
head.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, how was your weekend? We just celebrated the 4th of July.
It was wonderful.
Really?
You know,
Did you see fireworks?
no, but I do what every American does.
What?
I worked.
Ew.
Yeah, I did too.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I've never really actually been off on the 4th of July, to be honest.
Oh,
And Thanksgiving. I've never been off for Thanksgiving.
You have good reasons.
I do
though.
have good reasons.
You have a fun job. Very fun.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's fun to a point to where it's kind of like people think it's fun until you've been doing it for a while. Then it's not. It's like it's
Is
like
it repetitive?
Yeah, it's kind of like repetitive. You know, like when you get a new toy or something. Like at first, it's all like, oh, I like this, and then after a while, just like, yeah, it's all right.
No, I've been really spoiled. I've never really worked a 4th of July. And this year that I had to, I was like, what? Why? You know, just they're like a biggest fit. I don't
Yeah.
wanna.
Yeah.
But I still went in.
So
Clocked
what did
in.
you do? What did you do? Did you have to go and fire some people?
No, pay people. Actually,
Oh.
the opposite. So
Don't you people pay that like the day before the holidays? Because anytime I've seen people get paid, it's kind of like, oh guys, put all your timesheet in, put all in like the week prior, so that way they don't have to.
it just depends on the process, like the payroll,
Yeah,
you know, that you use.
And
Have you-
Friday was a normal day. So
yeah, I noticed that. Like I don't know if it was for anybody, but for me, it was like really odd and really weird. Like I felt like the weekend was so long. No,
Jeez.
I feel
No.
like the weekend was like because you know you went through what Wednesday was July 3rd, so everybody was off on Thursday, so everybody parties on Wednesday night. Thursday is just a regular party day. Everybody go out and do a thing. Friday, some people didn't work, some people did,
I
and
did.
then you got Saturday and Sunday. So I feel like Saturday was like a Sunday.
Well, I actually like prefer the half because like I worked on Thursday, but it was a half day, and then I was off on Friday, so I had a 3-day weekend.
That's pretty nice.
So you know, it was fine. It was fun. How was yours?
Well, I don't know. I mean, people who follow me on social media noticed I posted a story the other night, and let me tell you my story. See, it all happened back in 2 weeks ago. I played softball.
Once upon a time.
yeah.
Tell us.
So apparently I got wounded in my knee, and then I guess I've washed it, I cleaned it all. It becomes a scar and a scab. And then for some
You
reason,
just had to tell us that you cleaned it. Are you trying to convince us that you cleaned
no,
it?
I'm just trying
or
to
you
tell
actually-
you so that way people, because the first thing people ask,
It's
did
giving
you
us
clean it?
context.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean,
did
people
you
always
not
say, "Did you clean it?"
Yeah.
I did clean it. I
Right.
did clean it. So I
Okay.
don't know. Friday, I was at work, and just a normal day at Friday, I wasn't doing anything extra. Wasn't jumping. I wasn't doing anything. And
So you
also-
were jumping.
I wasn't
Because you're trying
jumping.
to convince us that you weren't jumping.
No, I wasn't jumping.
Okay.
So finally, it's just out of nowhere. My knee was just like, "Hey, man, my knee's starting to hurt." And then I was eating some Chipotle, and I was like feeling my knee. I was like, "Wow, it's really starting to get like it felt like liquid, like swollen. It's starting to get swollen. Like it was starting to get like really soft and really cushioned on my knee joint." And I was like, "Man, that's getting wild." And then like an hour later, I just like, "Wow, I can't walk." I'm
Oh
limping.
no, it went to that point. that you
Yeah,
couldn't
I
walk.
felt like I was limping. So, and what's crazy is like there's paramedics at my job, right?
cool ass job.
So,
Dude, when you have paramedics at your fucking job, that's pretty fucking
yes,
cool.
because you know they had Copa America going on. So my buddy was like, you know, why don't you go downstairs and ask one of the paramedic people to take a look at it? That's all right. So I go down there. I'm limping, you know.
He's like,
and
look at the
I
look
walk
at the backup coming up over here.
Yeah, I walk inside
Which
the
team do you play for? Neither.
All right. I walked inside the paramedic room and they looked at me and they're like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, yeah. So like my knee's hurting and I was wondering if I could take a look at it. They were like,
For free?
no, they were just kind of like, I mean, what do you want us to do? I was like, take a look at it. Yeah, seriously, just like that. They were all three sitting at a table, 3 paramedics people. They were just like, what do you want?
That's where our tax dollars go to.
That's why I was just like,
You're like, your job?
My knee's
Yeah.
hurting. They're like, so, I mean, I said, I think it's swollen. They're looking at it. They're like, you might have to put some ice on it. They're like, we really can't do anything because there's really nothing for us to do. Like, I mean, we can't treat it or nothing because they don't have anything there. They're like, we can
Very
get some
disappointed.
we're gonna get some Advil. And I was like, y'all want me to just like pass out right here so y'all could do something?
That's how high the pain was.
No, I was like, you
Oh.
know, just to kind of get a reaction because
Oh.
they were all sitting at the table. It's like, would it make a difference if I just
What ethnicity were I'm just playing.
they also wipe up? So, no, I'm just kidding. They were all 4th of July people.
Oh, they're those 4th
America.
of Julyers.
They were 4th of Julyers.
Mm-mm.
They're a bunch of Julyers, you're right.
Juliners.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
So yeah, so I was like, yeah, I mean, they were just kind of like, what do you want us to do? And I was like, something like your job, right?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like,
You know what?
hit
We
me with
should have
those little
been there.
pump things if you need to.
We should have been there. We should have been there, and we should have carried out on the paramedics.
I should have. You know what? I should have actually went in on a wheelchair because I know where they store the wheelchairs.
Well,
I
you-
should have just came in and just whittled myself in.
Oh, you should have said, "Do you know who I work for?"
I mean, they kind of saw. They saw all the credentials and stuff I was wearing.
Okay,
so
well,
you
you
just
should.
didn't care.
They just
Yeah.
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 That's
Didn't
why I
give
was
two
like, you know,
shits.
hey, please don't mind. Stay on your phones. Don't get up because of me. I'll just limp back to my office. But yeah, so
Uh-uh.
I ended up just putting ice on it, and then the next day, the swelling went down, but then it started to create like some kind of redness around it.
Can you describe us the pain?
The pain,
Because for you to like limp over to a paramedic, like
yeah. So it started off as like a level 2 or a pain number, like the area number 2.
so no pain.
Yeah,
no
no pain
moments.
when I started feeling like the numbness.
In our version, it was no pain at first.
Then it
Mhm.
then it was like worse than childbirth. You know?
Ooh,
I
and the
don't know about that.
paramedic said they couldn't do nothing for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's how. Oh God,
yeah.
No.
They were like, "You want an epidural?" And I was just like, "No, I'm gonna thug it out."
you're at the. You know
So
what,
I'm in
Phil?
there- you know,
Look
I'm in
here,
there-
Phil. You're a 4th of Julyer too, huh?
Yeah. So I was in there thugging it out, you know. So no, anyway, so Saturday I had my leg elevated all day, and my wife's like, "Man, maybe you should go to the ER." But I'm very stubborn when it comes to the hospital. I do not like going to the doctor. I don't like going to the ER. I don't like doing none of this stuff because that's my wife's job. She's the one that goes to the ER. She's the one that goes to the doctor, and I'm always the like,
For you?
yeah, I'm always the one that's like in the person sitting next to her.
Oh,
Got it.
She
You're there
likes
for
to go to the
support.
ER. Yeah, I'm always the one for support. So she's like,
Mhm.
"You want to go to the ER?" I was like, "No."
You're the one that's saying it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I mean, I'm just gonna cry in a room. That's it. I'll
not that
cry it
bad.
out. I'll
Yeah.
cry it out. You know, and I'll let the tears.
but
you
the
know.
pain was so bad that you had to go.
Well, the next day, the pain went down to like a level 5.
It went down or up.
It went down to it was at a level 10 when I got home,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
I put ice on it, like childbirth childbirth pain.
Yeah, we just
The
put ice in our
worst.
coochie and
Yeah.
We do.
the baby
Mhm.
pops out.
Yep.
Yep,
That's
ex-
exactly-
All better.
That's
Yep.
what it felt like.
Yeah.
So, the next day, it felt like after 6 weeks of having pregnant.
You know what? I hope you actually have
After
fucking
6
pain.
weeks of
Of it-
having pregnant?
Yeah, I mean having a baby. It's like 6 weeks of having a baby. That's the pain level it went down to. So like
that's
my
pretty
body
painful.
my body changed really quick like that.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Transformer. You know what? I hope your knee actually fucking hurts.
Wow. That
And I
doesn't
hope
no
there's
more.
and I hope
So
your ice
here's the-
machine doesn't
but,
fucking
but
work.
look, here you're gonna have you're gonna like this story right here. Yo, y'all see
Whoa.
what I deal with? Y'all see what I deal with on a day-to-day basis? No, so like so later on that evening, it started to form like redness all around that knee. So I was just like, man, this is getting weird.
From the irritation from the ice being on your knee.
Was it?
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I was
Could
like,
have
I
been
don't
an
know.
ice burn.
Was it?
I-
I'm just saying. Like,
You won't
I don't
show us
know.
evidence. You won't show us pictures.
I did show y'all pictures.
None of the redness.
I did. I posted it on social media.
That was it looked like a little like
No, that was red. I put a color filter on there. So that way it should-
he had a circle
what
where
we're
it was
doing.
red.
Yeah. No, so anyway, so I went to my wife, I finally said, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go to the ER. So I went to the ER. They were like, what can we help you with? And I was like,
Did they also ask, what do you want us to do for you?
I feel like they were trying to say that, but then I was like, I'll pay the copay, and they were like, oh, come on back.
Oh.
You want some coffee?
I
It's a
have
free
money.
Yeah.
free $5,000 right now.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll pay the copay. They were like, okay, yeah, come on. So
Please
so-
see me, doctor, please.
Yeah. So no, they ended up they asked me the questions, what happened. I was like, look, man, honestly, I don't know. It just happened. It could have happened when I was playing volleyball the day before.
I think that like doctors just love like, so what's going on? I don't know. What's the context behind it? Like
Yeah,
give me clues.
this was the point. I literally didn't know. It just happened. I
Wait,
think-
so did you go to the ER to the doctor because you were whining so much that Lauren was just like, just go to the fucking doctor, was a baby.
no, because she was just like, babe, it's getting really red. And I was like,
Okay.
yeah, what if they have to amputate my leg?
Oh my.
And I was just like, you
Got
know what?
escalated real
I think,
quick.
Yeah.
I think
Real
that's what I was
quick.
like, you know what?
And
I
that was
think
at
we're
that was at a 5-level pain.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was at a 10.
I
Think
didn't
of that
say
girl
that.
who
She
got her
said-
calf eaten by that shark.
Sure, yes,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
You were almost there, right?
Yeah.
She was almost close to me.
Mhm.
She was almost.
Almost.
Her pain level was almost as
Almost.
mine on that Friday night.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
we almost matched it, but I was a slightly.
You were
higher
almost
than
matching
hers.
her energy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
were almost there.
She was like, "Dang, I know this ain't nothing like what Phil got, but you know what? This ain't what Phil's pain is, but you know what? It's close to it."
Oh my
They were calling it Phil's pain. They were like, "What's wrong? I got Phil's pain."
And then she said, I'm going to thug it out.
It was
Yeah.
thug it out, yeah.
That's what that picture she was sitting down at the beach. That's exactly like she was doing. She was sitting there just thugging it out.
She was just like, God, what did I do in my life? That a
Yeah, I
goddamn
tell-
shark came
I'll
up
tell
to
you
me.
what, she ain't got to worry about leg day because them
No,
calves,
Hey,
them
you still
calves
got-
are not coming back.
Well, you got the
She's
other one
got-
still.
That and she's got thighs.
Yeah, but the calves are what we
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh,
guys.
Phil. And just peek behind whatever we got the curtain. You before we start, you're like, hey, turn off your phones.
I know I did say that, right?
But
My
it's
bad.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So,
it happens.
Yeah, so anyway, so Sunday, or was it the other night? So I ended up going and the doctors came in and they were just kind of like, you know what? They called it started with a C. They said he was saying that it was-
Cataracts on your legs.
No, it was like Celsius or what?
What?
I don't know. I wouldn't say Celsius.
You know what? I
We're
think they
talking
were
about
just
temperature right
no.
now?
I think they were just trying to give it a name so you can get out.
No,
of
but
there.
probably they were like, yeah, no, this is Phil's pain. That's
Yeah.
what we're gonna diagnose.
You know
it.
what? It's
Yeah.
a Catalina pain, and you know what? It's actually better if you just rest it at home with
Yeah.
some ice.
Yeah, probably.
And you know what? They give you like some weird like big medicine name, but it's actually just Advil.
You know,
just pay like $45
right?
for it.
No, my wife was kind of like asking me, well, what did they say? I was like, you know what? I don't know what they said because they were just like, yeah. They asked me what's wrong. I told them, and they were kind of. I think he was kind of gearing towards my wound. He's all like, "This looks like disinfected." I was
A
like, "Bro, this
wound.
happened like 3 weeks ago." This is
Wait,
a
so
wound."
it was infected. It was an actual
That's
thing.
what they were saying, but I was just like, nah, bro. Like this happened like 3 weeks ago. Like this is all of a sudden on a Friday. It's just gonna bubble up like that.
Mm-mm.
And
And
3 weeks from now,
Mm-mm.
you would think it would happen like that day of or the day after, right?
Yeah, maybe a couple days after.
Yeah, but not 2 weeks later.
No, yeah.
So
Well,
I don't know what it was.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Phil, you will be in my prayers
Oh, thank
because you do have a little vacation coming up.
you. Yeah, I know.
And
And you know what? That's what my wife was pushing me to go to the ER because she was like, "You better not fuck up this vacation."
that's why I'm telling you, it was about the complaining.
Yeah,
You
that
went
was
to
just kind of like I
hospital.
told her I was thugging it out, but then she was like, "What if they got to amputate the leg?" And I was like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna go to the ER."
Wait, would you let like what?
Hell, fucking no! Amputate my leg? No one would let that happen. What are you talking about?
Life or death?
Life or death? You're gonna have to kill me.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yeah.
You got
I got good
25
Your whole
kids.
life over a leg.
I got.
You
good
got
calves.
25 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what? That's an easy way for you to get out of child support. Look at you.
Hey, look. They all got life insurance. They'd be good without me.
Oh, that's true. You are worth more
Yeah, I'm worth more dead than I am alive.
You're right. You're right.
So-
Actually, you do need that. Lauren
Yeah.
said you did have to amputate
Yeah.
your leg.
I was just like, nah, you just gonna take me out because I'm gonna look like Shark Girl over there.
Oh,
She's really
geez.
pretty.
Yeah, but she ain't got no
And you can be like imagine at
leg
your
day
work-
is not gonna be the same for her.
like imagine like at your workplace when they do a documentary where you work at
Mhm.
and they're like you're gonna be like
Mhm.
the top of everything. You're already a minority and you're gonna have a disability. You're literally gonna be up there like you're gonna go.
I'm ready for it.
It's just gonna be amazing.
I'm ready for it. But unfortunately, they gave me a shot.
Oh, so it's fixed.
Yeah,
now.
they were just like, yeah, we gotta give you some antibiotics, and then they were just like, we got to give you a shot. And I was like, oh shit, they're gonna give me a shot in my knee. And like, oh, okay. Whew, I was trying to prepare for it. Then they come back, a big ass fucking needle in there, just kind of like, no, this shot's gonna go in your ass. And I was like, oh God.
Wait. So they did like
They gave me a shot in my ass.
did they start it for like?
Yeah,
you know,
she's.
did they warm it up?
No, she was like, so which cheek do you want it? And I was just like, man.
You started with jiggling your butt.
I was just kind of like, I was like, you know what? I was
Which
doing.
one feels
I was,
more fatty?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I just got through doing some, lunges.
Yes,
And some,
getting ready
you know.
for that vacation.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what?
Yes.
Go ahead and do this. Just do this side. So right, I was like pulling that.
Macho man over there.
So right when I pulled my pants down, right, and then she was about to she started rubbing my butt, and I was like, whoa, I would like to have another person present.
I would like some witnesses in
I
here,
would like
please.
some witness in here because I don't. Oh, you will be on Netflix. You will believe me. I will sign that. That documentary contract.
Yes.
So she was like, "All right."
Can
So
you
she
describe us the needle? How big was it?
Man,
Because since you brought up epidural needles are like
I know what epidural. I've seen it 4 times already.
true. I forgot.
I got like 20 kids, man.
You do.
Yeah, and I was like, when she brought that big needle out, right, the epidural needle, and then she gonna sit there and say, "Don't flinch," and I was just like,
So she was getting her comeback from whenever she gave birth, and her
Yeah.
husband was like, "It's gonna be alright."
she did the whole thumping the needle part. You know, it's about to be a good one when they start thumping the needle and they see it like squirt out a little bit.
Oh, she said,
And then and I was just like looking at it, and then she was like, "Don't flinch," and I was like, I feel like I'm in prison.
was she pretty?
No,
No,
That-
so
I
you didn't
think
get the
that-
whole experience.
no, I don't think. I mean, I think that would have made it a little bit more easier if she was
Yeah,
attractive somewhat.
True.
But she wasn't. So
Like
she
when
would
I'm
just-
giving birth, I want my doctor to be handsome. So
Really?
Yeah.
You want like a handsome man just
yeah,
looking like
Yeah.
everything getting tore up?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
not
think I've
me.
ever. You know what? I've had my first 2 kids. They were delivered by a man.
By a handsome man.
No,
We're only talking about handsome men.
No, he was an older man.
What about you, Mandy?
My OBGYN was an older man.
So
Really.
Yeah.
not handsome.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he was, once upon a time, but he's
Sometimes a bank-
pushing
sometimes a bank account
70
makes it
maybe. I
handsome.
don't
You know what?
God.
maybe 60. I don't know. I'm really bad.
We
with
had a
ages.
question one time.
They also don't get sleep and they age faster. Because
That's
they're on
probably
call
why he
like
looks-
24/7.
I think if I was an OBGYN, would you still get turned on with stuff like that? Like seeing like
I
different
hope so.
type? 'Cause
Not by
seeing-
different girls, but by me. I mean, I hope so.
like, I mean, does it do it? But he's like, like if he looks at his wife, he'll be like, I saw a 21-year-old earlier, so
Well, nowadays 21-year-olds are like big hoes, so
Yeah.
it might be floppy.
I mean, look, I heard that's a myth. The roast beef sandwich is a myth.
Tell me why.
I don't know. That's what I said.
Have you
I said,
seen all of them to confirm that it's a myth?
I've seen plenty of them to realize the salad is not always
Oh no! Please tell us. What do you mean by that?
Elaborate.
All right, so all right, so he have all right. Well, how much time do we have left?
No, it's okay. We got all the time in the world. She got a babysitter. I got somebody watching my kid. It's okay. You have
All right.
somebody watching your kids too.
Wait, hold on. So let me get back to my story though. Let me finish my story. Anyways, they gave me a shot in the ass, and
And the end.
yeah.
yeah, basically. the end.
Okay, so tell us about all this. Tell us about all these roast beef
Look,
ones.
I'm
that
just
you've seen.
saying, like, you have
They're all beautiful.
They're all beautiful. Yeah, just some roses look like they're sprouted too much, and then there's some roses who haven't sprouted at all. You understand?
But they're all beautiful.
They're all beautiful.
Okay.
They all get the job done. They all,
Do
you
they?
know. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I hope they get the job done.
By getting the job done, you mean giving birth?
Yeah, exactly. They're the
Mhm.
canal of life.
I
The-
like that.
Yeah, the canal of life.
I like
That's
that.
what it is.
I like that.
That's
I
the
like
tunnel of life.
The tunnel of life. I
There
like
you go.
that.
You like that? All right, I'm gonna trademark that. The tunnel of life. Remember that. If you live in the DFW area, you know these storms have been hitting us left and right. You want to call the right people for your roofing needs. They are experienced roofers. They offer free inspections and it's quality that you can count on. Call True Homes at 817-888-5101 for $250 off for your next roof. And just because they like a little bit of sandwich, they're going to throw you a little gift card. Again, that number is 817-888-5101. All right. So now that we have our friend Mandy on the set, we're actually gonna ask her a few questions. For people who don't know, Mandy is a very good friend of ours. She's in our little inner circle. Everybody has that circle You know, you
Of,
have that
like,
group of friends,
8 people. That's it.
and that's one of the 8 people. Hopefully,
She is one of the 8 people.
Hooray.
hooray!
You know, we actually I met her through y'all.
Yeah.
And how did you meet her? And then I'll go because I jumped over. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, because if I say how I met her, then people are like,
How did
"Wait,
you meet her?
through y'all?"
Okay. All right. So I think we met first, right?
Yes,
Mandy?
we did.
Okay,
Mhm.
so our kids are very like they're like best friends. They grew up each other since they were like what, 1?
Yeah, I want to say probably about 1.
They went to the same daycare.
They look like twins.
And it's- you know
been like
what?
twice.
Yeah,
like, I've
We
been
hear
somewhere.
that all the time.
all the
Every time
time.
she's with us and we're out and about, they're like, "Oh my god, are they twins?"
Mhm.
And baseball, they play baseball together. They ask if they're twins. So I don't know. Maybe they just been around. You know, when you're around somebody so much, you start looking like them.
Yeah, you kind of like morph into them.
Yeah,
Like not
Yes.
only do you pick up their like
Habits.
characteristics and their personality, but you also start to kind of look at them.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's what our kids.
They're a living testament of that.
Yeah. They're
Very living.
Very. So I think it all started off with King always talking about Arabella, which is their daughter, all the time, and we're like, "Oh, you got good friends, you got friends at school, yada yada yada." And then my sister was the almost the assistant director of the school, so she would be like, "Yeah, Arabella and King, yada yada yada." So then it was more of what, just like, "Hey, King."
I think she got invited to his birthday party.
Yeah, his birthday party. King
And-
was 3 years old.
Yeah, so we took her to his birthday party, and that's kind of I think where we
Started to
started to develop a friendship, and that's where I
Yeah.
met Lauren for the first time.
Yeah.
and-
Yes.
But I
Um,
saw her at the school.
Yeah.
And
We
then
ran
I was
into
just
each
like,
other a
"Hey,
couple
you're
times.
Arabella's mom." I was like, "Hey, King's having a birthday. Can she come?"
My son cannot stop talking about your daughter. And she's like, my daughter can't stop talking about your son.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
They were
Yeah.
That's
They're
fine.
like inseparable. So then it was just more of like, "Hey," we're like, then it's, we would only come out when it was like King's birthday, stuff like that. And then to the point to where we just exchanged numbers. And then that's when y'all invited us to play baseball.
mhm.
And then from there it was history.
Okay, so like y'all's friendship, it looks like y'all met first and then the kids. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
That's what it makes it because it's so like it's just there.
The chemistry's
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just there. Like
Yeah.
it's so natural, So
Yeah, I mean, it just turned out like that. You just feel like you just have a lot of common with them, and then you just kind of like develop a lot of friends. Because especially when you have kids, like the biggest important part is when you have friends, can your kids get along with their kids?
Yes.
Like that's the biggest thing because
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier. Because of course, you always want to do things as a family. So when you bring the kids with you and the kids are really close, it makes it so much easier to get along.
hmm
So
And
that's
then-
how I feel.
And then I
Yeah.
have my 4-year-old, I want to be part of it. And they're like, no.
They're mean though, man.
Kids
Yeah,
are mean.
they are
kids
mean.
Kids are mean.
All
yes.
of them are.
But
So
it's okay.
yeah, then we just then her husband was the baseball coach, and then
Correction. I was the head coach.
were you?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
You're the head coach?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell. Did you just question her 3 fucking times?
Well, I
that she's
know
a
because
fucking head coach?
because the way her husband likes to take over everything, it made it seem like
she
that was,
knows when to step in.
I did not know you were the head coach.
Yeah. Mhm.
Really?
And then I let him kind of like take over kind of close to the end because I was already like after they moved up to, coach pitch
Yeah.
after T-ball. Because he's skilled. Like he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. He just doesn't know how to teach it.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Yes.
do. That's
Yeah.
what I know how to do. I know how to teach it. I know how to break it down and
And fundamentals.
yes.
okay.
And so I did all of the fundamental stuff and he just kind of yelled at the kids. So
he did.
He does like yelling.
he does.
He does like
That's his
yelling.
favorite thing to do.
Mhm.
No,
Yelling
but
at
so
children.
that's then we just got close, and then that's they just became really good friends.
Mandy's a badass softball coach. I've
Yes,
seen her.
you are.
I've seen her fucking
I've seen you play.
practicing.
I've seen her
I was
play.
like, I do not want that ball.
I've seen her play, and then I remember the first time I saw you play softball, and like here I am thinking, oh man, I got this because I just recently started playing softball last year, and then I was just like, yeah, I still got it. I was out working out and like kind of getting my rhythm back, and then I saw you play, and then I was just like,
Mm-mm.
all right, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. But then again, you teach softball.
I do. I've been playing since I was 5 and then played all through high school. I didn't play in college, but I've always been active in it.
Yeah.
Like, intramural and co-ed and
You played in high school, right?
rec. Mhm.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is there a big, a rivalry between softball people and softball girls and soccer girls?
Yes, weirdly.
Because that's in all high schools.
And I don't know why.
I think
don't
it's
get
just
it.
like the athleticism between soccer and softball.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that when I was in high school, and then I remember being at work, and then we were talking about softball with some of the ladies at work, and then they were just like, "Oh, we don't like the soccer," and I was like, "So y'all too?" Like,
I think it has to do with like what they can do. Like, softball is very 60 feet at a time,
Yeah.
And even if you make a home run, you're jogging. Yes, it requires like athleticism and being, in shape. But for soccer, you're running
24/7.
nonstop.
No
They got
breaks.
thighs like
Yeah.
I know.
they're huge,
Yeah. Shark Girl
I
couldn't
missed
get
it.
them thighs.
No.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
the
Shark
shark was
Girl's
like, you know
gone.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
what?
So she could be softball now. I'm just kidding.
Phil,
Because we're all handicapped?
No, because y'all don't do a
that's
lot of
exactly what he said.
'Cause y'all
He
do- y'all
said
do-
that y'all
'cause
are
y'all
the
do a little
crippled
bit of running.
sport. He said that y'all are the crippled sport.
Y'all
That's
do a little
exactly
bit of
what he
running.
said.
But it does require more skill to play softball.
Yes, it does.
It's hard.
Yes, the timing, the accuracy, that I can honestly say that's the difference between soccer and soft. Just soccer and baseball in general
Mm-hmm.
is that you have to be accurate and your timing has to be just right.
Yeah.
Same thing with soccer, but the accuracy and the timing is really on point with baseball / softball.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
So yeah. So yeah, when the first time I saw her play, I saw her hit the ball. And that was like a big thing for me when she stood up to the plate. Now, how tall are you? You're about what? 5'1", 5'5"?
5 foot.
5 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like 5 foot. And I'm not tall either. I'm like 5'6".
I was gonna say, what is your height?
I'm getting to
I'm like,
that.
that's where we're going with this.
Yeah. So I see her go up to the plate, and I'm thinking, all right, maybe infield hit, just me thinking. No, I see her just boom straight to the outfield, and I'm just like, yeah.
That's when you retired.
Yeah, that's how I was just like, you know
And
what?
I'm
I'm
gonna
not as
go
good
sit
as
down.
I think I am. And then she's always kind of like, I can hear like somewhat coach me in the stands. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, shh, don't say it out loud.
That's funny when like all of our husbands play together,
Yeah.
and then you just hear her in the stand, and I was like, I just pick it. Yeah.
I always have to
They
tell them,
suck.
like, line drive, keep it out of the air.
I mean, it's hard.
Sit back.
I mean, that's
Let
what I
it
tried to
beat.
do. Like, I remember first time when I was the first year I was playing and I was hitting the ball, she was like, "You need to scoot back." And I was like,
Ooh.
"Okay, I'm sorry." And she was all like, I was like, "Well, if I scoot back, then I'm not gonna hit it." She goes, "Listen to me. I'm 5'5", and you're way much more than me, and you're just way taller. There's no reason why you can sit back. If I can sit back and do it, you can sit back and do it
You
too."
got
And
a
I'm
pow
like,
pow. You got a pow pow.
Yeah, that's the first time I've got Coach Mandy like telling me. I was like, all right. So ever since then, I've been practicing on my hitting.
Y'all scared? Y'all
Yeah,
scared?
I was like, oh shit.
Is
here we
Mandy?
go.
You ask Eric. Is Mandy gonna be here? Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody on their air game.
Yeah. That's why we're just like, and then when she went out and practiced with us, she was out pitching, and I was like, yo, I was telling her husband Eric, I was like, I think Manny needs to be the pitcher and the coach.
Negative.
So also when you coach softball, right?
Mhm.
You coach softball in high school.
I
You
did.
you did.
Mhm.
And then you also had to teach.
Yes.
Now, is that a requirement when you're actually coaching? Like, you have to be a teacher?
Let's get into the politics.
Let's get into it.
All right.
The independent school districts.
So some of them, yes, it's a requirement. And it's typically a requirement for those sports that aren't very like,
Booming.
yeah. So like the school district that I came from,
Uh-huh.
our head football coach did not
You didn't have to
a
teach.
class. Our head boys basketball coach did not
Okay.
teach a class. So
What about the
it's-
girls? What about the girls basketball team?
girls basketball head coach did not have to coach
Because they were very they achieved a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That made them very high valuable in
Yes.
their okay.
like so our football, boys basketball, girls track program are very profitable for our
Yeah.
district. They're winning state titles. So our softball's kind of like a low man on the totem pole.
Yeah. So if you were starting to win state titles, you didn't have to teach.
I mean, we can always hope and dream, but let's be real.
That would have been
Was
my
that a slug?
that would have been my goal. I would have been like, look, we either win in state because I don't want to teach anymore.
It's that easy, Mandy. It's that easy.
If only.
If only,
you know,
right?
if only.
But what I'm saying is just like, okay, so you get a lot of girls that are like wanting to play softball
Oh yeah.
because you know when I in the school district that I went to, like football was everything, you
Mhm.
know. So you got kids like their parents were actually just moving to the district in order to play for that school.
hmm
So
Softball, you don't really see that so much. For the other winning programs, yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely see that.
who is a good winning program? If just
You mean like school
school wise
In Texas.
in Texas,
Like,
softball, like what's
I mean, so softball, Mansfield's pretty good. I mean, they had two of their schools, I think,
mhm.
progress to the playoffs. I think last year one of them was like second in state.
Dang.
So I mean, like, softball is an expensive sport, though.
Yeah.
You have to buy your own equipment.
Oh wow. you
Like,
do?
I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to be good, you have to play outside of school.
Yeah.
So a lot of these girls play select, and so bats are $400, $450. Then you got gloves, then you got lessons, then you got
Does the school not provide them?
yeah, we have
But
bats
they're just
and we have
not.
gloves.
But if they're comfortable with a certain type of bat or a certain type of glove, they can bring it. Because I know in football you can do like for cleats, but you can't do that for the shoulder pads. You can't like all the helmets and all the padding and all that has to be gone through the district because of the UIL guidelines.
So the only thing that like we have to make, well, we don't have to make sure that we provide, but we do provide for the girls is helmets, and then we have team bats and we have team gloves, and of course we have balls and we have all the equipment for them to practice. But a lot of the girls they prefer their own equipment because that's what they play with outside of school. So when you're used to playing with a certain glove or you're used to hitting with a certain bat, like switching up, they always like say, "Oh, it's because I was using a different bat." Baby, it's not the bat. It's the person using the bat. It's user error.
It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
you.
That would
It's
be
the
me.
play.
That would be
It's
me.
the player, not the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be me.
So
Well-
how often do you have to prepare? Like when you're preparing for the season, like do you because softball's like what in springtime, right?
Yeah, the
So in the
sport.
fall, in beginning of school, like how does that work out? Do y'all not practice?
Oh yeah, we practice. But for UIL, you're only allowed to practice a certain number of hours per week when you're in off season. So we do off season, which is mainly where we focus on our strength and conditioning. So we do a lot of weight room, we do a lot of strength training. We also do a lot of conditioning. So they do a lot of sprints, they do a lot of hills, which they don't really like. We do a lot of base running. It's just to get them into that shape, so that way when we do skill work,
Yeah.
throughout the season, throughout the off season, but it's more focused on getting them stronger and faster. So that way, when we get to season, we're focused on skill. We're focused on plays. We're focused on mental and softball IQ. Like, them being mentally tough because the physical part's already been taken care of.
Do some of the kids that are in your team, are they also in your class? Do you have some of those?
I have in the past. I would say it was more likely for me to have a student in my class when I was teaching freshmen.
Uh-huh.
But when I moved up to the junior level, I don't get very many.
You don't get so you taught at the junior high level. Teach at the junior high as far as teaching.
No, junior.
No, junior
high
level. So
school.
11th grade.
Oh yeah,
At
yeah.
high
I'm sorry,
school.
sorry. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Somebody needs to go back to school.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like for what, like forever?
55 years ago.
Yeah, somewhere
Your
around there.
30-year reunion is coming up, right? You
Is
told
it?
us it. I don't know. Is it?
I think my 20-year reunion.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what year are we in? 2024?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So my 20-year reunion about to come out. Jeez.
Ew.
Yeah.
Your
That's
knees already
wild.
hurting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like right after my birthday, my knee just started like, guess what, brother? We hitting that age.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, you ready for this? There's
Buckle
more of this.
up. Buckle up.
So do you give your students? Are you more harder on your
Athletes, absolutely.
than
Yeah.
you are?
Because I expect more.
Yeah.
I expect them
Why?
to be.
Wait, did you say that you're harder on them or you're
Yeah,
easier on them?
I'm harder
I
on
thought
them.
you said easier. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
Can I be in your class?
No. And it's funny. I used to have girls that would come and be like, "Can I sit in your class during, this class? Because I don't like that teacher," or, I wanted to take a second. I'm like, no.
Girl,
Like,
goodbye.
we're not friends. Like, I'm your coach. Like,
That's good. That's where if I was a coach, like that's
You would
where I
mess
would
up.
draw the line. No, I wouldn't mess up.
It's
I
like,
yeah,
no,
come
I am
on
your-
in my
I am not your
classroom.
friend. I
Come
am
on,
your
coach, we're buddies.
I have to tell King that when we're doing baseball, I'm not your dad. I am a coach.
He's like,
So,
all right, for the
Yeah,
next
he be
time.
trying to like hold my hand and hug me. I'm like, King, stop.
that's what Arabella
You don't slap ball?
does.
Yeah, he be trying to like stop, like hold my hand. I'm like, stop. Like, okay, I get it, but you need to understand, like, I can't just pay attention. I have 12 other kids that I need to pay attention to.
Mhm.
And then you turn around, you
And then I look at
clean
him.
the tear.
I look at his mama. I said, "Come get him before I do."
Well, Arabella does the exact same thing, but she typically does it after I've gotten onto her about something. Like something
gotcha.
that she should have known to do that she
Yeah.
messed up on. And then she'll come and like,
It's hard to
I
teach your
just want
kids,
to
right?
hug. And I'm like, I don't want to hug you right now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Still disappointed in
I
you
just
right
got
now.
onto you.
Yeah,
This
right.
is not a hugging moment.
Maybe after 7:30.
it's hard teaching your kid, right?
It is. It's hard.
because you got to kind of like understand that there's your kid, but you don't want it to be. You don't want to show them any kind of favoritism
Right.
other than the other 12 kids.
And then
'Cause
you hear in the
the other
background.
12 kids will see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and I see a lot of coaches out there that they favoritism their kid.
Oh, yeah. It's called daddy ball.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
LeBron James, right?
Yeah, they be
With
want to be
Bronny.
Bronny James, and I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, I want to give my attention to all 12 kids. My dad was a coach, and my dad, you know, he even said, you know, I'm the coach at home. I'm your dad, but on the field, I'm your coach, and you're gonna get everybody's get the same treatment as you get, and you're gonna get the same treatment as all theirs.
And then you get there and be like, guys, my dad had a really bad day at work today, guys. Be on your best
yeah,
behavior.
I would tell them, no, for real. They'd be like, yo, so is your dad mad? And I'm like, I don't know. Don't make him mad.
I don't know. He just worked a double
Yeah.
shift. I don't know.
Nah, but my dad, it was fun back then because you know you could throw everybody in the back of your truck. You know,
Yeah.
people could
Oh,
run in the
yeah.
back of your truck back then. So my dad would literally, because we played in Oak Cliff Little League back when they had a league before they
Yeah.
were stealing money.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. The Oak Cliff Little League was a really booming league.
Shout out to Oak Cliff.
Yeah, and then the people, the board and all that start stealing money from it. So
Oh,
they
yeah,
shut it
that's-
all down. Our fields are at Mount View Creek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
So
where the fields. And then if you go out there, you still see them, but they're all run down and like they're like. But back then, when they were thriving, it was real nice out there.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that's where we spent most of my childhood with there.
So teaching.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Why teaching?
It was an accident, if I'm being honest. I didn't go to school for teaching. My bachelor's degree is in psychology. And I quickly realized after I graduated that you can't do anything with a bachelor's in psychology.
Yeah.
You need at least a master's to do anything. And then after you have that master's, you need to be a licensed professional counselor. So you need an extra certification on top of that, which I still haven't gotten. So it's
a struggle.
It's a struggle, you know, because you need all of these degrees and certifications to
Do you feel like you
things.
chose the right path of your career? Like, is that something you're like, I still want to do it. I still want to do it.
Is it a happy accident?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
There's so much teacher burnout. And I think I think for me, if like the coaching aspect of it hadn't have literally fallen in my lap my
Yeah.
second year of teaching, like towards my first year, the end of my first year, I knew my second year going in, I was going to be a coach. I probably would have quit my first year. Teaching is stressful.
I say, fuck them kids.
Well, and that goes to like
You said it, not mine.
you.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't give a shit. I fuck them kids. I mean, they're just bad.
Well,
I mean, I'll
especially-
just call out and say they're just bad.
Well, and like also too, like people don't just like my parents
they
were
don't.
so strict
Yeah.
on me,
You
and
can always
now
tell who don't get disciplined.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely tell when they don't get disciplined. And how do you like when somebody talks back to you? You ask them for something.
Like
you
instead
know,
of like me, like
how do you handle that?
yeah. 'cause
So
I'd
my
have punched them.
first year was really, really rough on me. My first year, I got basically like thrown into everything. Like I said, I didn't go to school for teaching. I went through an alternative certification program, which basically like kind of gives you like a crash course in education and teaching, lesson planning and all that.
What did you teach?
I taught English.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I taught English language arts. And I'm just really
I
good
would've
at
failed.
English. I'm really good at English. I love to
I can
read.
speak English too.
Uh-huh.
And you can follow directions by listening to her
Yes.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
Mhm.
that how it works?
Yep.
Is that how it works?
Yep. I write really well. I write
Do you write how you talk? Because that's how me.
no.
I write just like I talk. What's up, bro?
No.
So when you and your husband like argue, he's like, "Gosh,
Hey, do
here
you
comes a
ever?
novel?"
Do you ever like correct him? Like when
All the
he's-
time.
When you're like, that is not a word.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I in my head I do it a lot. Like in my head I'm like, oh,
Well, you do that to
Fucking
everybody,
word.
right?
I
You
do that to everybody.
Oh damn!
It's a
I know you have a
habit.
hard time with me.
I haven't been corrected yet.
Because I do it in my head. 'Cause
Oh,
I know
okay.
how pretentious it can be when somebody's like, that's not a real word. That's not how you say
well, then
that.
I know your
That's not
brain
how you
is
pronounce it. Like the-
overworking when you're around me.
Like the cicada.
The what?
Do you know that's not how you pronounce it?
what
Cicadas?
sick it is? That's how sick it is.
It's cicada.
Oh, the
cicada.
cicada.
I was like, how sick it is. Well, how sick are they?
They're dying.
You
They're
should.
Yeah,
He understood your language.
thought
Cicada, how sick it is.
so. 4th of July, that thing that flew on my
oh
bathing
my
suit,
God.
it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was pronounced cicada.
Cicadas?
It's cicada.
Yeah. I just told you that.
Uh,
And I ain't even
yeah.
got a degree.
Well,
Okay. You're like,
I just knew
I
once.
could've told
No,
you
on
that.
4th of July, no, the 3rd of July, we parked into our garage, and one of them bastards came flying on my wife, and she screamed because they're big and they're loud.
Oh my
They
gosh,
scream when
yeah.
they come at you, and then it fell on the ground. And I was like, man, usually I'm just like, man, get that out of here. So here I am with this carrying shit inside the house, and I see it and it's crawling, and it just started screaming. I was like, nah, bro. It's not gonna happen.
We
I
both screamed.
was like, yo,
This
open
ain't
up
how
that
it
front
ends.
door because I'm going around. I'm not going to the garage because it was literally crawling up the garage door and it just started screaming. I was like, no, not today.
This ain't how I go out.
Nope, it's not. I'm not dealing with this shit today.
Yeah, them shits
Go
be
open
loud.
the front door. I'll take everything to the front.
Them shits are loud. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
I
Them
remember what-
cicadas.
Yeah, the cicadas. The
Yeah.
fucking cicadas.
yeah.
So how do you discipline your kids?
Oh, so
Because
I think,
hold on before you answer that. You've taught all 11th graders, right? You've never
Yes.
done anything lower than that.
I've done freshmen.
Okay.
I did freshmen for like 4 years,
Okay.
and then I did sophomores for 2, and then I did juniors.
Who
for
was the
2.
worst ones?
Worst ones are freshmen for sure.
Oh yeah, because they trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah,
They are.
I mean, puberty's kicking in.
Yeah.
You
They
know.
got all of these like hormones, and it's
All these
a big new
females.
school, and
Is
it's
it
a
more of
mess.
disrespect or more just not wanting to participate?
It's both.
Really?
It's both. They can be very disrespectful because, like, I think in this generation, for some reason, we've decided to teach our kids that you don't let people disrespect you.
Yeah.
You don't tolerate disrespect, and one thing is when they're younger, they don't understand that they're not anybody.
Yeah.
When I taught my 11th graders the first day of school, I always tell them, like, I'm big on respect. If you come at me a certain way, I'm going to come right back at you that same way.
You match energy.
I
honey.
do. And so I tell them, like, I don't expect you to respect me right off the bat just because I'm a teacher. I expect you to respect me because I'm a human. And that's just human
Mm.
decency.
I feel like she's
Yeah.
preaching. Like,
And sometimes parents don't teach that. And
Mm.
and it's not their kids' fault because their kids are, man, if I wore a GoPro or a camera on me so you could see what your kids really do, you would be appalled.
Ooh. That
Use
You
sounds-
that
would be
big word,
ashamed of
appalled.
yourself.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna get right back into the story because we gotta take a break. We gotta pay some bills, and we're gonna continue on the story because we're gonna ask you some fire ass questions.
Do you have a race car? Or a minivan full of junk? Or do you just want your car to look nice? We have the perfect service for you. And the best part of all, they come to you. Call or text Raider Mobile Detailing at 806-283-8322 for a complete interior and exterior detail. Serving all over the DFW, tell them Where's My Sandwich sent you for an exclusive discount.
Daddy,
Action step down.
you're not my dad!
Aw, look at Daddy.
No, I got to get on the business.
Welcome back to the best show in the entire world, better than Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. That's how you say it, right?
Why?
I don't know. 'Cause you know they
It's a
say that's
fucking
they
circus.
say that's the greatest show
Yes.
on earth. I feel like this is the greatest show on earth. So yeah, we're better than them. Instead of doing Read It with Stepdaddy, we're gonna do it. Read it questions from us to Mandy.
Hooray.
Yeah.
So this is your segment. All right.
We're so excited.
Yeah. So Read It with Mandy is brought to you by Crazy Margaritas. Now, Crazy Margaritas is basically a company that comes and brings margaritas machines to your party, your show, your house, whatever you got going on. They will bring it out there and they can give you all the flavors in the world. They got 20 flavors, right?
To 20 plus flavors.
20 plus flavors of margaritas, and you can keep that party going and going and going and going. And these are not no like slushy, these are not no fake margaritas. These are some straight 3 cups, the party getting lit.
Yeah, and you're gonna sing karaoke.
Yeah, we're gonna sing karaoke with those. I don't mind that.
No.
So make sure you hit them up and tell them Where's My Sandwich sent you, so that way you can get $10 off. right?
Good job.
I'm always in. One time I said 20% off, and they were just like, "Wait, whoa,
Oh.
yeah, that's not what we do." And tell them where you get them.
972-679-7482.
Crazy margaritas. That's what's up. All right, are you ready, Mandy?
I'm ready.
I can hit you some random questions and
Lay it on me.
It's just like we never had a professional in here.
I know. I
Am I a professional?
Yeah, you have a professional. You're still, you can, I mean, you got all your certificates, your
Yeah,
degrees.
that's true.
You have
So
degrees.
you're still
I
got,
have
yeah.
You have
degrees.
something.
I just
too.
showed up to college one time and I was just like 3 months. I was like, you know what? I'm done.
You're like, this ain't for me.
Yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
So-
You have way more.
And
than
Jonah,
I have.
you're way more professional than Jonah. Jonah's gonna have to sit on the back and
You know what? You leave that poor man alone. He's not even here to defend himself.
that's right.
And you over here, just talking all this mess. Mm. Well, Mandy, we're so curious
Yes.
since you're a teacher.
Mhm.
What's like the biggest TikTok trend that people go in there? They just be like, when they argue with you, are they like, I don't want to listen to you, teacher, And they start
Have they
backing
have
up.
they tried to make you do a TikTok?
They
thing?
have. I have so many like students who would be like, "Can you do this TikTok with me?" I'm like, "No, I cannot. I know I don't want to." I had a girl who was filming like a day in the life of.
Shut
Oh, she thought she was a
Yes. And
she was a vlogger.
She was a vlogger.
You have to stop
Um,
somewhere. You have to start
I'm
somewhere.
just saying,
And
but don't
it
do it at
started.
school.
It started in my English class. Yeah, for
Maybe
sixth-
was it a
sixth block.
project?
No,
No.
it wasn't.
He's
What
like,
was
why
she
you gotta
saying?
start this shit
And
here?
so we're like in the middle of doing work, and she's got her phone like propped up, and she's like, just doing my English work.
Shut
And
up.
Then she like picked up the phone and switched the camera. She was like, "Look, that's my English teacher, Coach Estrada." And I'm like, "Stop! What are we doing? That's why your grade is what it is."
That's why you're failing.
Wait, so they're not strict anymore like they used to with phones?
I mean,
They used to take our phones up.
so
Yeah.
I can take a phone up, I can,
But
but
you gotta
Okay.
give it back though.
I got to give it back at the end of the block, or I have to go take it to admin, and like that's a thing on its own.
Is that paperwork and shit involved?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if something happens to the phone when it's in my possession, like it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
just
So
turn your ringer off.
it's why can you not be without your phone? Like, I'm sorry, but nobody cares what you're doing in English class. They really don't.
Wait, what's the
You
one?
didn't at least throw up the deuce sign? That's my English teacher. What's up, bro?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
me.
Oh, you had a coach. You had a coach too for
Yeah, right.
her teacher.
I did have a coach, but if she wasn't. I mean, we didn't have cell phones like that back in the day.
We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Okay.
We know. So so also back then too, like we couldn't wear leggings, and now
my
people
gosh.
kids look like they're going to the club.
We have people who just wear straight pajamas,
Oh, really?
like
Oh,
pajama
yeah.
pants, and then we
Kids are
have
really into
couples.
that.
We have couples that wear matching pajamas.
Ooh.
Yes, and they're just the cutest thing.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Wait, so are they still allowed to hold hands and like make out in the middle of the hallway? Or
I
can
mean,
you stop
if
them?
we see it, we have to stop them.
Okay.
I always tell them,
no
leave
pregnancy
room for
happening
Jesus.
here.
I tell them to leave room for Jesus.
Leave room for Jesus.
Leave
like
room for the Holy Ghost.
I like that. I like that.
Um,
No.
Was it different when the pandemic hit?
oh, it was so different. Before there was still a little bit of like they wanted to try, they cared.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the pandemic hit and everybody went virtual, it was really hard because there was so many ways that they could like earn credit, earn their attendance where they didn't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
And then it was, frowned upon to fail them if
The resources are there.
right.
Mm.
And I'm like, but I can't make them do something. And how do I pass somebody who has provided nothing?
Yeah.
You haven't shown any work. So how am I supposed to say, oh, that person's mastered that skill when you haven't even mastered hitting the submit button?
So
Wow.
so
So you're the ones that did the Zoom meeting, right?
We would have to be on Zoom
that's
with
crazy.
them. And
Did you see any crazy shit while you're on Zoom?
no,
Oh man,
Thank
you ever
goodness.
seen those videos where like people are like, they do
parents
the
in
Zoom
the
meeting?
background. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like I saw this one that it was a kid. It was like first grade or kindergarten Zoom meeting, and the kid just sitting on the couch just looking, and the mom comes butt ass naked in the back trying to get close, and they're like, their mom was like, the teacher was like, who's that back there naked? And you
It's my
the mom just
mommy.
go, you see the mom just go, ooh, ooh. just jump out the way. That's like
How does she not know that her child was?
Well, it's because you like when you're on Zoom or something like that, you can only see a certain amount of angle, So if you're leaning down like this on the couch, you don't think nobody can see you.
Well, I guess kids are very techy now, right? They know how to turn off and on a computer.
Well,
just like into Zoom.
and like they didn't have to have their cameras on. Like that wasn't a
Really?
requirement. Yeah.
Wow.
Because
Invasion of privacy.
that and kind of like they didn't want to have anybody be embarrassed. I think was the thing, just because of
Where
where
they
I worked.
live.
Title is the Title I school, and so they're just trying to be more mindful of
Their background.
people's living situations, what they may or may not be, and so it wasn't a requirement that they had to turn their camera on. So
made them soft.
So the pandemic happened. They came back. How much stupider?
so much stupider.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's not a
I'm
word.
not getting
That's not a word.
They were more stupid.
She's telling you that now because you're on the podcast.
Look here, Phil.
Yeah, it's bad, because when you don't have somebody there that's forcing them, for lack of a better word, for them to read or to write, they lose those skills. It's not like some people might say it's like riding a bike. You never really lose it, but you get rusty.
Yeah.
And when your reading level is already below,
Yeah.
and then you're out for 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years,
Yeah.
you're now even further behind.
Do you feel like now it's like it's required that you have to pass the kids even though they shouldn't be passed? Do you feel like that? Like the district's kind of like, hey, go ahead and give them this,
So here's the funny thing about that. You don't necessarily have to pass them, right? Especially, so like I didn't give a fuck. I don't care. If you don't do any work for me, you're not passing.
Okay.
It's not, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you played a sport. I don't care if you're an athlete. If you don't provide anything, you don't produce anything for me, you're not going to get a grade.
Have you ever any coaches come and like try and talk to you about their student, like
Yes.
their athlete?
I have.
Really?
I don't get it as bad as another English teacher that was on my level.
Mm-hmm.
She got it pretty bad, but I think I don't get it as bad because they know that I'm a coach. So if I'm not going to go and do that to your athletes, like, why would you think it's okay for you to come to me and do that?
Yeah.
So
they went ahead after the ones that were not in that
Right.
department. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, how are you going to go to another coach and be like, hey, I really need this?
I need this person to play.
Well, no, and I understand that too. And I need my girls to pass too, but they got to do shit
Yeah.
in order to pass. You don't just hand that to them because
you just don't.
Kids more
it.
entitled now, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
They're entitled. Like, you deserve nothing. You deserve the zero you got because you were doing TikTok in the back of my classroom.
Yeah. That's wild. Like I can honestly say like technology now is like taking over.
And also you have those helicopter parents too, right? Their
Mhm.
kids are super innocent, never do anything. My child would never. What do you
Oh
mean?
yeah, like when parents that you get like email from parents that like yell at you and stuff. Tell them to fuck off.
That's
So
not a
I'm-
word.
Oh, that's not a word.
That's not a word.
Damn it.
So I never really got too much parent pushback.
Dear fuckface, fuck off.
Yeah.
But like, because
The end.
I always provide receipts. Like I always
Yeah.
provide, you want to come at me and say that I'm not allowing your child to do this, or I'm punishing your child, or I don't like them. Ma'am, I'm going to go ahead and send you this Google Classroom link, and I'm going to invite you to it so you can see all of the things that your kid is not doing. And you can see all of the things that he's hit submit to that are blank. And you can see all of the test grades that he hasn't done because he skips class. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
It's so easy. It's so hard not to skip school.
Yeah,
if you
I
wanted
know.
to kiss back.
Meg,
I didn't get it. I didn't know.
Yeah, back then, like back then I didn't have my parents didn't know what an email was.
Mhm.
There was no cell
Preach
phones.
it, Phil.
So yeah, I can see. It's a lot harder to try to get away with things now.
English not being the first
Shit, you
language.
even got ring cameras. You even got ring. What?
That's it. English not being the first language. Like my,
Oh yeah.
like first generation kids. Like
Yeah.
not yours. No, I was not.
He's like, my parents speak English.
I speak Spanish.
Be like, I don't know what. Like you translate everything like
Yeah.
into good. When the teacher's like, you tell your mom this.
Yeah.
She said I'm doing really good. Actually.
Yeah, really, and especially when you say they don't speak English, so you have to answer and be like, oh yeah, what did she say? Oh yeah, and you try to
Yeah.
translate
Pretend
for
that
'em.
yeah.
But
I've seen
the
that.
teacher's saying I'm doing really great.
Mhm.
You got all A's.
Yeah, I think it's hard
Like,
now.
that's
like,
not what I said.
Yeah.
Like,
But the Spanish parent don't know that.
yeah.
So now, I mean, nowadays you can't even skip because back then I started skipping. Look, I
I
started
skipped a
skipping
couple
school. I was skipping school when I was in the 5th grade. Yeah, I know. I started young.
Why?
In the 5th grade. Look, so I went to Oak Cliff schools. Okay.
You can't just say everything because of your city.
Yeah, you can.
Because of your city?
Not my city, but it was more of the neighborhood I was in.
Because there was more people in that neighborhood, kids in that neighborhood that didn't skip
Yeah,
and
they
had
were.
priorities.
Yeah, but they all knew because I lived right next to the school, so everybody knew to stop by my house before they went to school and decided, hey, y'all want to stay at the house today? Yeah, let's go.
You got FOMO. And you're
Wow.
like, yeah.
I skipped school at 5th grade.
And did
then-
what?
Huh?
And did what?
Man, what did we do? We were walking up and down the neighborhoods. We were running through the backyards. We were playing
Doing
outside.
hood rat stuff.
Yeah,
with
we're
his hood rat
literally,
friends.
I had hood rat friends, and I was, man, it was.
Where are
time-
they now?
What a time to be alive. I don't know. I can tell you where I'm at.
Exactly.
I can tell you where I'm at. I don't know where they is. I don't know where they is.
Are.
That's
So-
the consequences to your actions.
So like nowadays, where you got ring cameras that will pick people up when you're skipping.
you can't murder anybody now.
No, you can't.
You cannot get away with
I
it.
mean, there's ways.
So how many? Okay, so do you have like one of those?
Let's change it
do you
to
have one of those? Yeah. We're not gonna have that on the show. Okay, this is
No
not a crime
evidence.
show.
Aw.
So with the other kids, do you have like your favorite kids?
I do. I do have favorites. There's certain kids that like match your energy.
Yeah.
And they're funny.
The ones that don't talk.
No.
Mandy talks.
The ones that are kind of like, don't talk to me today.
No, like the quiet ones are kind of boring.
Okay.
Because they're quiet and they
So
don't
what
do
is what is your
anything.
vibe? What is your kid vibe?
My kid vibe is I'm a very sarcastic person. So
Okay.
I like banter.
Mm.
So if you can like go back and forth with me and like joke with me, like that's funny. Or like make a joke about what we're doing or anything. Like, if you are genuinely interested in what we're doing and then can also like somehow have fun with it, I love those kids.
I think she would love my oldest kid, Alex.
Yeah, he's very.
He's
yeah.
very sarcastic. Remember that time when we went to this house? Okay, so we went to their house to go play a game, and I had Alex with me, my oldest son, for the summer, and we were playing this one game that had the
Oh, the circles, and then you as an English teacher, you know this. You press on the K and you have to say something in the K. Like let's say,
Oh, it's like a word,
Yeah.
word association.
Yes.
So
Second.
my oldest son, he's really smart, and he's sarcastic to the bone.
Mhm.
So we were all
nothing
playing,
like Phil. Nothing like Phil. Not
No.
like sarcastic because you're not that sarcastic.
No, I'm just real with it.
No,
So we're all playing, and one of them says, "Name an adjective," and then he's like, "All right, I got this," and then.
You know,
We all-
he just took an opportunity to call
He-
me on this damn podcast.
No,
Go ahead.
because we were all, I mean, it's been a while since everybody was in school, so it was
Right.
all of us. They're like an adjective, and then we all pressed the button, and they were just like, and he's like, "Y'all seriously don't know what an adjective is? Are y'all serious?" And we're all like, "Well, what is your adjective?" He goes, "I'll go next," and he said, "What did you say?" You're like, "Oh, mine's right after him."
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did
I said, I'm just gonna make up a name. I don't know what an adjective. You're gonna make fun of me. I don't know what an adjective.
we didn't know what an adjective was, but he was just very sarcastic with us
Mhm.
that whole night.
I
We're
said
"Oh."
I don't know, like elephant. I know that's not an adjective, and I was just looking at him,
He
Like
was
for
yeah, for
For confirmation,
Yeah,
he was
confirmation,
like-
is that right?
yeah,
No?
he was just like next.
He's like, "Nope." And then, so that whole night he was messing with us. He was just like, "Oh, y'all know how to do this, but y'all don't know what adjective is."
Yep.
So yeah, and then my son he was a junior at that time. So
Yeah.
now he's about to be a senior. I think he would have been one of your favorites since
Yeah,
you
you
like
probably
her.
would've. My favorites just like come to work and then it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't like doing boring things. I don't like making them do boring things. But if you come and you're just like, I don't want like one of my worst blocks this year had kids in it that definitely did not want to be there. You know, and a lot of them come because
It was English class. I don't want to be in English class.
very nice. I make my English class fun. We read about murder.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And we do like,
He doesn't like
Murder
murder.
mysteries.
I don't do
so
crime.
oh, okay.
He's boring.
Yeah.
No, I tell you what. When I was in junior, my English teacher was pretty dope.
I
She
thought
was
he
cool.
said when I was in okay, you know how we're talking about murder. I thought he was gonna be like when I was
in juvenile.
when I was a junior,
For
my
murder.
teacher was murdered.
Yeah. No, when I was a junior, all my teachers loved me because I was very like
You
know,
skipped okay.
Class clown?
Which one
Yeah,
was it?
I was more of a class clown, but I was more of like I wouldn't say like a people pleaser, but I would do things to make the teacher love me, so that way I can get away with.
Oh yeah,
things.
do you like what's it called?
Teacher's
Teacher
pet?
pets? Do you like those?
I don't.
No.
I don't like teachers' pets, but because I feel like they're always trying to like, I don't know.
Control the narrative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, no.
So what did y'all do for fun? Like back then, the teacher would roll out the TV and we would watch TV.
Yeah, we watch movies.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the movie? What were some of the movies that y'all had to watch? Like your curriculum?
We didn't have to watch anything. Actually, they don't want you to be showing movies.
Really?
Yeah, because they feel
That's
like
stupid.
you can't
You can't learn from it.
not that you can't learn from it, but you can't keep them engaged. And if they're not engaged, then they're misbehaving and they're not doing
Yeah.
what they
But
need
they're
to
junior. They junior high. These are junior kids.
do. Yeah.
I remember my junior year, we read The Great Gatsby, and that's
I
whenever
love that book.
we read the old one, and we
Yes.
watched the old one in 1970,
Mhm.
and it was a year in 2013. The year after that, we went to go see The Great, because that's when the one with Leo.
Yeah.
But that was my book.
What
for
is
junior
yours?
year.
So I kind of do my own thing. I do love The Great Gatsby. But I had them. They wanted us to get away from teaching whole novels
Mhm.
because they feel like the attention span. Okay, now
That's so
they don't
sad.
have
That's sad.
TikTok.
the attendance.
It's 'cause of
they don't have the
TikTok.
attention span to make it through a whole novel.
Yeah.
So they wanted you to do like shorter pieces or take excerpts from novels and then somehow trying to like link them together.
That's wild because they
Uh-uh.
do that, but yet Harry Potter is like this #1 fucking
Game of
book.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I know that's more for an adult. But Harry Potter is like one of the like big novels for high school kids. But
It's
yet
not a
they're-
Christian book. Sorcery. You can't read it.
What
It's not it's sorcery.
is it?
You don't go to church.
I do, but you know, okay. So my mom one time.
He's a
so my
wizard.
friends are like really like Harry Potter fans, right?
Your friends?
Well, I wouldn't say like my cousin.
I'm confused.
my
I'm
cousin-
confused. Your
my
thug
cousin-
friends?
my
Or
cousin.
your...
This is my cousin and them. Okay.
Okay.
They were big Harry Potter fans.
Okay.
So, and they were at the house one time and they were making a joke about Harry Potter. And my mom comes out and she's like, my mom's a very Christian woman. My
Mhm.
mom goes, "Oh, I don't like talking about Harry Potter. That's all witchcraft stuff." So every time Harry Potter will be brought up, they'd be like, "Oh, don't bring around mom, Phil's mom."
Can I tell you something Christian that happened in AJ's house when we were dating?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm really into scary movies, right? And like it's especially like the paranormal ones and like the jump scares. Like,
Yes.
hold me, right? It's like pee a little bit. And I was putting on, oh my gosh, Insidious. I don't know if it was Insidious, but it was on Netflix, right? And AJ's like, "Don't put that in here." And I was like, "Why?" Right? Because I grew up Catholic. I didn't grow up like, my parents weren't like Bible thumpers or anything
Yeah.
like that, you know?
You didn't grow up non-denomination.
Yeah. And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "I don't want to invite that in the house." Right? And I was like,
Hey, that's true. That's some real shit right there.
so I was like, "Can I put on Scooby Doo? Because I don't want to invite Scooby Doo into the house." And he's like, "You don't make fun of that." I was just like,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was it
Well,
wasn't
but-
a romantic night.
No.
Not a romantic
Killed the
night.
mood.
It
Yeah.
killed the mood. I was
Yeah.
like, I want to be scared and like cuddled, you know?
Shit. You be scared to watch this shit alone? You cuddle with the cover? No, but so as far as your kids, do you miss? Are you gonna? Because I know you say you don't teach anymore, or like
Right.
you don't teach at the district. Do you miss some of the kids? Like, are you gonna miss most of the kids?
Yes and no.
No.
Some of them definitely not. It's for the best.
Why?
It's
So I mean, I know you couldn't fight the kids because I would fight them.
Mm.
First day of school, I would if I was a teacher.
You're a very patient man. You wouldn't fight.
Not them damn kids. Not them damn kids. Them kids. As soon as them kids mouth out something, be like, "All right, bro, strike one." All right,
Their
guys.
gain
So
is
pay
0
attention.
for
So
the
right here
years.
is right here, and they say something like, because okay, I don't like when somebody's tries to roast me because I go on a whole roasting spree.
Yeah.
Like you motherfuckers,
yeah.
y'all are gonna be roast beef at the end of this fucking class because I don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
So once a kid tries to like be funny and roast me, I'm gonna eat his ass up alive in front of everybody.
That's where the sign came, guys. Eat more ass.
yes. Mhm.
So have you ever had like an incident in your classroom, like two people fighting, like two kids?
Oh yeah,
Two
fights.
kids fighting?
Yeah,
No, not in my classroom. I don't know if it's because like they know better, like
nah.
not to do that
No.
in my classroom.
Have you ever had to
two kids?
separate?
Just two kids. They don't care where they at. If there's two kids gonna fight, they're gonna fight. That was me.
Not in my classroom.
Show
What?
Phil.
I'm just saying.
You're
like,
relating to everything. You used to fight in school.
yeah, I used to fight in school.
For what?
Okay, so there's one time I got into a fight at art class.
What?
Yeah.
Did he steal your paintbrush?
Nah, I
What
mean
is-
he
He called you
so-
fruity.
Nah, he just
He said the colors that you were using were gay.
Yeah.
Nah, he was just being disrespectful, and he kind of like
That's not a word, right? Disrespectful. It's not
he
a
being
word.
disrespectful.
It's coming back to him. Old memories are coming
Yeah,
back.
so
You
I
get
was
all
sitting there,
hyped.
and then he was talking shit on the other side of the classroom, right?
Mhm.
And I was letting it slide because I was with my
But
group.
why?
I'm about to get to it. He was just, I don't know. The person he was with, I didn't like him. We
Oh,
just didn't like
okay.
each other. But he was like whispering dumb shit to the other guy. And, he was whispering, he was like trying to be loud and be funny. And I was like, all right, motherfucker, like, I ain't got beef with you, but I got beef with him. But if you want it, you can get it too. So, like, I was in here, like, just chilling, like, in a group thing. And then he would just come, like, behind me, like, trying to go to the pencil sharpener or something to sharpen. And then he'll, like, hit me, like, bump me in the back. So I was like, all right, motherfucker.
Wait, how old were you? How old were you?
What was I? I was a freshman.
Oh, okay.
I was a freshman, sophomore, somewhere.
The people that you're talking about, the freshmen, so you didn't like. Okay.
yeah.
The
So
ones
he
who had
came and
no
hit me in the back.
self-control.
So I was like, all right, cool, all right, motherfucker, keep playing. So then
You
he-
let that one slide?
Yeah, I let that one slide because I was just like, all right, I don't want to get into it today. I'm good. And then he did it again. So after he did it again, that was it. I just got up and I pushed that motherfucker. I was like, "What's up, motherfucker?" And the teacher's like, "Guys, settle down."
Not that teacher.
Settle down. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't hear what the teacher. All I heard was I was pointing at the motherfucker and he pushed me. I pushed him back and it was on. And
Okay, then what about the second one?
Huh? Which one?
The second fight.
What other second fight?
Wait, was that the most dramatic fight?
That was
or-
a fight in class. Next one, we were in class. We were in chemistry, and the fight got led after that. We ended up we kind of made it be known it was about to happen, and we
You're one of those that announced
yeah. Well,
it.
no, we were like talking shit, and it was the
Oh,
last
okay, okay,
period.
Okay.
It was the last period of the class, so we were just kind of
They couldn't text it out.
Yeah, they couldn't text
we
it.
were back then. We used to pass notes to each other.
Watch me at 3:00 on the.
Yeah, so after that, it was more of like, all right, motherfucker. At the end, all right. Once the bell rings, over there.
Same
So-
thing, just because you didn't like him, or was it over
Yeah,
a lady?
it was always the same guy. Like I really didn't like him.
Yeah, you just
we
fought
didn't
the
like
same-
each other. And you know what? I had no problem with them in like 8th grade. Like I had no problem with him, but he didn't like me for whatever reason. So it just carried on through our entire school. Like it was always the same guy. It was either the same guy or the people that he affiliated himself with, all his friends, because he would talk shit about me, and his friends would come and try to do something
Mm-mm.
to test me. And then like I fought him. Finally I got a hold of him my senior year at the park by where my parents live,
Mm.
because I was already
You're like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
done with this.
the fuck this, yeah. So, but we would talk shit in classrooms, like so. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, I have never had a fight in my classroom. I've had fights like around, but that's normally like,
Well,
Very
I mean,
much.
I even if, like for me, like even in my favorite class, like my teachers, like
Yeah.
I would apologize. I'm sorry, ma'am. Like that's not me in real life.
That's
That's only
but it
me.
is though.
It
That's
is.
that's only
Your
me.
action shows.
That's only me once the bell rings. That's not me in your classroom, because I'll never disrespect the classroom. But you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna let nobody punk me around.
Yeah,
That's
no,
just
you
not,
can't.
That's not how it goes.
Mhm,
I'm sorry.
mhm.
So even if I was in your class, Miss Mandy, did they
Mhm.
call you Miss Mandy or
They
Mrs.
do
Strada?
not. Coach Estrada.
Coach Estrada?
Mhm.
I call you Mrs. Strada.
Mm.
Yeah. I call you Mrs. Strada. I mean, I'm like, you know what, Mr. Strada? I'm
You
sorry.
made it into the no likey students. So
Like, look, I don't want to disrespect your class, but
Too late.
But today it's gonna happen.
You done did it.
Oh well, if I already did it, it's gonna happen.
She's
Just
already
be
disappointed.
Just be prepared. If you're gonna be disappointed in me, I'm gonna give you something to be disappointed about. Fuck you.
Set real high expectations here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at least I was letting them know, like, hey, it's shit about to go down.
you will let them know.
Huh?
You will let them know.
Yeah, my art teacher.
You let them know.
Like
that it was about to go-
after he kind of saw it, I was just kind of like, it's about to go down. So you either want to step in, or,
and then he got it. No.
no, like I don't know,
Mr. Villarreal.
I'm very patient, and so there's a point where somebody like
Keeps on
he
poking
can
the bear.
post on me, and then it's
Yeah.
all I see nothing but red. I see a tunnel vision.
I've never seen that part of you.
You don't want to see the part of
I
me.
don't-
I've
I
seen.
want
I've
to.
done it even after high school. Like I've got into some incidents before.
After high school,
Mm-hmm.
Like how recent? Like, are we talking?
Uh,
Like, what's your last recent?
how much time do we have?
Phil.
Last recent?
That's me. You know how I get
2
mad at
weeks
AJ?
ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was an incident that was happening in my family that I haven't told nobody about.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
So
You know how I get you say when I get mad at Jim, like AJ, Phil.
no, it was one that my wife had to come after me. Like I took off in the car and it was about to happen, and my wife had to come after, like drove the other car to come after me. I was starting to see red. So it
Red
was like
rum, red rum.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So then she was like, when everything was all said and done, she was like, I was like, all right, we're good. I'll just go back home. She's all
She
like,
got turned
huh?
She
No,
got-
she was just like, no, you need to come home. I was like, get in the car. I'd leave your car here. We'll go home and then we'll come pick your car tomorrow up. And I was like, no, I'm good. She's like, no. All right, then I'm staying here with you. So yeah, I've had the moments. I have moments, and I have a high. I would say I have a high temper, but there's certain things I don't tolerate. And then when it does,
Yeah.
and then it gets to it, then I see nothing but red, and it's game time.
That's
But-
me.
but
I only
big
get like that
is-
with AJ.
But big incidents, like the last big incident I had was
before that, yeah, before
that one, I would say about 5 years ago.
Phil.
And then the time before that was like 3 or 4 years ago from there.
Phil.
That actually happened at a tailgate party.
Phil.
What? What? That's just who I am. I can't stop.
You
that.
have 30 kids.
I know I do, but I'm also not no punk bitch. I'm just that's just how it goes.
Sometimes you just have to learn how to walk away from the
I
situation.
did walk away. They just come to me.
Well, maybe you're doing something.
I'm not just being me.
You're putting off vibes.
Yeah.
I guess so.
come
Maybe I
fight
think
me
it's
vibes.
you.
I don't say come fight me.
Stop putting that polo cologne on. Maybe that's like a repellent for them.
Nah,
They're
it's cool,
just
it's
like,
cool water.
there you go. You can take that off.
I tell you what. Next time somebody get into an incident with me, what I'm gonna say is
Phil.
no. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna say, make me a motherfucking sandwich.